At the time, I was constantly in the overthinking mode, very much in my thoughts, and there was this yellow bird that kept tapping on the window and was chirping, "Wake up! Wake up!" At least the meaning sometimes. The universe is always trying to communicate with you through signs and symbols. These symbols can tell you some event that will happen in the future. They can point you to a certain direction that brings you what you desire. They can also warn you not to do something. If you notice these little signs, life will be so much easier and effortless. In this video, I want to share with you 3 simple ways where we can be more sensitive to these signs and receive the messages that the universe is trying to tell us. First of all, listen to your vibe. Most things around us will feel very neutral. If something stands out, whether if it gives you a good vibe or a bad vibe, pay attention. Don't ignore them. Investigate them a little more. I want to share with you a little story here. So last June, my father brought a new TV, and he decided to take this old cloth that we have in our home to cover the TV. But when I saw the cover, I had a really bad vibe. The cover is a picture of a few horses galloping. It's dark, it's gloomy, it just feels very chaotic to me, and I just don't like it. So I asked my dad, "Are you sure we want to put this cover? It doesn't feel good. Can we just not put this cover on?" My family refused. They think that I'm too sensitive. One of my brother even joked that I have a past life trauma with horses. But I was like, no, I was dead serious. I just don't like the cover. Every time I walk past the cover, I feel so irritated and I took it down. But my dad will put it back up. So I took it down, he put it up, I took it down, he put it up. In the end, I just gave up. Then 1 week later, my whole family had COVID. Every one of us are feeling pretty sick. I remember after I was tested positive, I went straight to the cover and just dumped it on the floor and said, "It's you." And I told my family, "I tell you I have a bad vibe about this cover." So we never use a horse cover again. In fact, the picture you see in this video is just a random photo I found online. We have given the horse cover away. But of course, I'm not saying that the horse cover causes us to have COVID. Yes, at the time I was a little irritated that no one believed me, and so I blame it on the horse cover. But now in hindsight, I know it's the universe telling us about the chaos that was coming. Because 2 months after we have recovered from COVID, my dad started having chest pain. He went to see multiple doctors, but they were unable to diagnose what's wrong. He went in and out of the hospital a few times. It was chaotic, just like how I feel about the horse cover. And it's not just about the object itself, it's about how you feel about the object. That horse cover placed in that direction at that moment in time just give me a very bad vibe. Someone who pick it up later might feel that it's strong and majestic. The lesson here is always to trust your vibe. If something gives you a bad vibe, don't just brush it aside. The universe might be telling you something important and preparing you for what's coming. Second, pay attention to animals. Animals are more open to receiving impulses from the universe than humans. So they are usually guided by the universe to deliver some important messages to us, or at least to get our attention. My brother was having anxiety and panic attack one day when the doctor called him to tell him that my dad was sick in the hospital. He told me there was a butterfly that flew and landed on his body, and no matter how he tried to get it off, it just won't leave. And the butterfly calmed him down. He felt very peaceful and serene at the moment. It was as though the universe was telling him that it's okay, everything is okay, through that little butterfly. I had my experience with animals too. There was a period of time when a yellow bird kept tapping on my window. At the time, I was constantly in overthinking mode, very much in my thoughts, and there's this yellow bird that kept tapping on my window and was chirping something like, "Wake up, wake up!" At least to me, it really sounded like it's calling me to wake up. And I'll snap out of my thoughts and be more mindful. I still see the yellow birds in my neighborhood, but they never come to my window now. They're most likely delivering messages to other people in need. Animals are very sensitive to energy. If they come towards you, it's because they are caught to do so. And if they are not leaving you, the universe really wants you to stop whatever you're doing and listen up and hear the messages. Third, don't overanalyze the symbol. Relax. If you can't decipher what the universe is telling you, come back later or consult your intuition. The universe usually conveys their messages using symbols, which you may not understand the deeper meaning in the moment. The more we try to analyze what the symbol means, the more we get stuck. We might assume that the universe is telling us this, but the universe is actually telling us that. Especially when we have bad vibes about something, our emotion might get in the way of us receiving the right messages from the universe. This can influence how we perceive the symbols. For example, we might become over worried about what's coming. Will something bad happen to me? Will something bad happen to my family? Or should I do this or should I do that? It's important to realize that when the universe drops you some hints and symbols, its purpose is not to make you afraid or worried. Yes, it might want you not to do something, but the main purpose is to ask you to listen up and follow the guidance. It's just trying to steer you in another direction. And that's why the universe doesn't show you the big picture immediately, because if they are too direct with you, you might not listen. Your emotion might get in the way, you might have too much resistance, you might not believe what the universe says, or overanalyze the situation and end up not following the guidance at all. So, what does the universe do? It sprinkles little hints along the way and create a trail for you to follow. One hint leads to another, and by the time you know it, you'll be amazed by the complete picture that the universe has. And when you're in the most relaxed state, this is the time where you get the message. Right after my family has recovered from COVID, my dad immediately purchased a new TV cover, most likely because of how bad luck and jinx the house cover is. And when the new cover came, he asked me how it was. The new cover is a very scenic drawing of waterfall and nature, but something still feel a little bit weird for me, and I didn't know why. I was like, it looks peaceful, it's okay I guess, but I still prefer a blank single color cover. And just a few months later, my dad passed away in the hospital, and after his funeral, when all the chaos and craziness came to a stop, I was sitting in front of the TV eating my lunch, and I looked at the TV cover and I was like, interesting. There's the lotus flower. I saw this somewhere lately. Where was it? Then I thought to myself, oh, it's from my dad's funeral. The waterfall, they reminded me of the water fountain in my dad's funeral too. Then I looked at the boat sailing away and the Chinese words on the cover, 一帆风顺. It means bon voyage, sending someone off on a journey, like wishing someone having a smooth journey, and goodbye. It means departure. The universe knew that my dad was leaving the physical world. My dad might not have foreseen that he's going to die, but his spirit definitely knew he's transitioning. If not, there are so many covers that he could buy. Why does he choose this one that says goodbye? At that moment, I was like, he knew, his spirit knew. And receiving this insight from the universe offered me great peace and comfort. It lets me know that the universe is always looking out for me, telling me what's going to happen, asking me to get ready and prepare for it. It also explains why, even though this cover looks so peaceful, but I still have some uneasiness about it. The universe was actually trying to communicate with me, but at the time I didn't know what it meant. I didn't pay attention to the words either and what they could possibly mean. But when the chaos ended and my mind was more settled, I was more at ease and the message became very clear to me. So I encourage you to pay more attention to your surrounding and how things makes you feel. If something deviates from the norm, be more aware, open and curious. Don't just ignore them, because the universe might have an important message for you. This channel is about quieting your noisy mind so that you can hear those important messages from the universe easier. If you want a deeper connection with your spirit, your intuition and the universe, be sure to subscribe to my channel over here.